My name's Rob Williamson, and I'm a product marketing manager with .ca's D-Zone Anycast DNS service. I'm here today to talk to you about best practices for the DNS. Now, the DNS is as old as the World Wide Web, and we don't even call it that anymore. So why do we need to learn about it? It's pretty simple. It's because of this. Because of the cloud, it's not only a website. You've got your IP phones on there, your email, of course, your e-store, back-end applications for your inventory, accounting, etc. And everything relies on what could essentially be thought of as the Achilles heel of the internet, which is the DNS. And also because of this. There's no surprise, you read about it every day, but globally attacks are on the rise. Year over year, it's always going up, and year over year, organizations are investing more to defend themselves. I took this snapshot on June 8th of 2015, and at this point in time, Canada was the globally highest recipient of attacks in the world. It's a distinction we've had before, and a distinction we'll have again, and it's something we need to be aware of as IT managers. But are we? I mean, recognize this. I call this an old school network diagram, but it is still in use today, and it does show how administrators like to draw the internet like a cloud. And we prefer not to do this. If you know your back-end networks, you need to know the internet. And this is better. IT responsibility for the DNS extends beyond the corporate network and to the internet at large. Why? Because the external DNS is vulnerable. Your authoritative external DNS infrastructure is vulnerable to failures, attacks, and performance issues. Failures could be equipment or network outages. Attacks could be a DDoS attack directed at the DNS, or simply the DNS being flooded in the event of another attack. And finally, latency. Having DNS servers close to users reduces latency. It's not a big impact, but it's an impact. And when you add up all of the things it requires to load up a website today, everything you can do to reduce it is better. So how do you strengthen your DNS with Anycast? Well, in a unicast environment, we call this a traditional environment, but the reality is our research shows the vast majority of Canadian organizations are on this type of infrastructure. With Anycast, you add resiliency to your DNS by having multiple geographically distributed nodes sharing a single IP address. And layer 3 routing sends packets to the nearest name server, providing you with built-in redundancy, failover, and load distribution. If we look at it in an attack scenario, in a traditional DNS deployment, all the name servers are exposed to the attack, and the service becomes blocked for all legitimate users, including legitimate queries. With Anycast, you add resiliency to your DNS because the attacks get localized to the closest name server. Because they're high-capacity nodes, or if they've been configured that way, they can sync that attack and leave the others up to answer legitimate queries. With Anycast DNS, you can have even more redundancy. Not only can each node have redundant servers in it, but you can have more than one node and then more than one clouds of nodes. What this allows is that DNS queries get routed to the nearest name server. If a name server is down, it's removed from the routing table, causing basically an automatic failover. And the multiple clouds add multiple redundancy. Now let's turn it to an attack scenario. Well, let's say the target is some application on your network. If your authoritative name servers share the network resources with your application servers, then they can both come down in a DDoS attack or outage. So if the application layer is targeted, perhaps it overwhelms the DNS server or overwhelms the network that the DNS server is on. In that scenario, you lose everything that relies on it, even though they weren't the initial target. So in summary, if you're not currently using Anycast, then it's worth an investigation. It provides security and resilience for your organization, and it's easy to configure and allowing you to basically maintain the infrastructure you're maintaining today. It's just that you treat your current infrastructure as a primary server. So with that, we're going to turn to a couple slides on D-Zone and how D-Zone Anycast DNS is configured to help you. Now, D-Zone is a global DNS service that puts Canada and Canadian traffic first. So in addition to 2 high-capacity clouds in Canada, close to geographic population centers, we also have 4 very high-capacity, very high-transit nodes located in global internet hubs, providing you with the ability to serve your traffic very quickly and very efficiently. Now, if we turn to the DDoS attack scenario, an offshore attack would get soaked up where it occurs, and it leaves the local nodes available to answer queries to Canadians, but also globally. In a scenario where perhaps one node that's international gets overwhelmed, the attack then moves to the next international node, But by the time that node is overwhelmed, the first node has had a chance to come back online. And it's like a worldwide game of whack-a-mole in the DNS, but it keeps your important traffic safe. D-Zone also provides a robust reporting environment. So not only can you get a level of reporting that maybe you haven't had access to in the past on your query traffic, where your highest traffic nodes are, you also can set it up for alerts. So you're the first to know if something unexpected is going on your network. And finally, D-Zone is easy to configure. Setup takes minutes. It's a matter of a zone transfer from your primary name server. This can be done in the open or it can be done securely. And CIRA's enterprise support team is there to help you to do it. So you can get started today. Just contact us today at info@dzone.ca or visit our website at that address. Start getting high reliability, maximum performance, and DDoS mitigation for your DNS. Thank you very much for your time.